and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
We can expect sunny skies today with a high near 84 degrees. Mostly sunny tomorrow with a high of 86. Mostly sunny Saturday with a high near 83. Partly sunny on Sunday with a high of 87. And showers likely with a possible thunderstorm Monday reaching a high of 83 degrees. That's a look at the news for now. I'm Curtis Walsh on 99.3 FM, 95.7 FM, 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
It's time for Notes on Local Entertainment, the show highlighting the best in local talent, hosted by Scott Tady Entertainment, editor for the Beaver County Times, and Eddie Crow.
And welcome to Notes on Entertainment. Eddie's on vacation. Larry Ferrario in for Eddie. Scott, good morning to you.
Good to see you.
You two, this is our second go-around together.
I must have not scared you away, I guess. You're a radio veteran now. You've been doing this for how many years?
I think I started in 94 learning how to do certain things and then getting on probably in 95. So, yeah, it's been a little while.
You got some stories to tell.
Oh, yeah. So, Scott, I know we're going to have a special guest here in just a second, but you want to kick us off with some information of what's going on locally this weekend coming up?
One of the places to be in Beaver County this Saturday, Mario's 410 Grill in Bridgewater. Joe Grashecki and the House Rockers are in town. I believe we have Joe with us. Joe's going to talk about this show that's only the second time Joe has played Beaver County in the past 15 years or so. So it's going to be a pretty epic night.
Joe, you there with us?
I'm here.
Excellent. First of all, let me just say, Joe, it's a pleasure to meet. Well, it's a pleasure to speak with you. I met you. I was telling Scott beforehand back in 1984. You came to Slippery Rock University. I happened to be the concert committee chairman, and you opened up for Marshall Crenshaw.
Marshall Crenshaw, I remember that one.
It was awesome job, and it's a pleasure having you on today.
Well, thank you.
Now, Joe, what makes you want to come back up here?
Well, I love playing in Western Pennsylvania. We've been doing this in the tri-state area here since the late 70s, and we've always had a good time. We've missed out on Beaver County for a few years. Maybe 20. I can't even remember last time. But we want to reestablish our fan base out there and say hello to everybody and make some new fans and say hello to the old ones. And we're excited to be coming back. We had a great time last summer with Nick Z and the 4019s down at Beaver Station. So we had so much fun. We decided we want to come back and play again.
I remember the end of that show at Beaver Station. Everyone was up on the lawn dancing. I can't remember what song you guys rallied with, Brown Eyed Girl maybe, but I just remember everyone going wild. That was a good time.
We've been known to, we can go into. I used to make money when I was in college playing frat parties. So I know all the old frat party songs and get people up and dance. So. But, we definitely focus on our original materials, but we're not. We're not too highfalutin to whip out Money or something like that. So.
You told me the other day you got some new material in the works.
Yeah, we got a new record in the can. We've just finished up a new video last week. I think it's the best rock and roll record I've done. At least since American Babylon. It's a really good rockin' record. Really strong guitar record with the new band. The new band is just really peaking. This is our second record together with this particular lineup, and we've been playing together now for a while. And we had to replace Art Nardini. He had a terrible accident, and so we're just a 5-piece, all guitars, and it's really, really a lot of fun to play in the band. Everybody's a really excellent player in it. So, the band is just peaking right now.
Danny Gotchnar, one of those guitarists. Your son Johnny. What's it like to play with your son?
Well, Johnny was you ask him, well, when did you join the House Rockers? He said at birth. he's been wanting to play with me since he's been old enough to walk. And finally, I mean, he jammed with Bruce Springsteen when he was 8 years old. So, so he's, he was just born into. He loves music. House rockers are every bit as much of his legacy as they are mine now. And he really took over a big role in producing this last record, along with Brian Coleman and our he's a longtime sound man, and Rick Wachowski, who's everybody knows Rick. He's produced most of my stuff, but Brian jumped in this time, so it was a lot of fun. And I'll be stopping at the record store down the street from Mario's. You see Mike down at the Groove Record place, probably around 6 o'clock on Saturday.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, Inner Groove Records, people. If you've never been there yet, downtown Monaco, if you want to get some vinyl, they got all. It's like the record stores of our youth. You go in there, and there's always cool, hip people listening to music that sounds exciting. You never heard it before, and oh yeah, it's somewhere album from '82. You don't remember this, and it's a really place to be. Inner Groove Records, right on the main drag in Monaco. That's exciting. You're going to be there. You a vinyl guy, Joe?
Well, you know what? I'm a music guy. I have everything from cassettes to reel-to-reels to 24 track. I'm 3 or 4 days worth of music on computers. Albums, singles. I've just been. I've always loved music since I can remember, and I'm not a crazy collector, but I got a lot of stuff. The last 3 records that we put out, we did 2 reissues during the pandemic. One was Have a Good Time to Get Out Alive, and the other one was American Babylon, which is 2 of our real key records in my career. We have them remastered. Have a Good Time to Get Out Alive, the old Iron City House Rocker record, we did with Mick Ronson from Spiders from Mars, David Bowie, and Ian Hunter from Mott the Hoople, and Steve Van Zandt from Bruce's band all chipped in to help us play and produce that record. And we put a bonus disc on it. If you buy the vinyl, you get a download. If you buy a CD, it's a 2-disc set, and it's like the Great Lost Iron City House Rocker record. We put all kind of crazy stuff on it, from demos, to alternate takes, to some covers. We did a song called Rooster Blues. I think Guitar Slim might have done that. I forget who did that originally. Do Wah Diddy, the Old Man from Man song, that's on there. And then we put out American Babylon, and same deal. We did a double CD, one of which is, Bruce Springsteen produced that, so he came into Nick's Fat City back in the day and did a show with us. And I've been sitting on these tapes for years and years and years, and finally released most of the show. It's like 80 minutes or so on the CD, and then on the vinyl there's a bonus disc of a lot of live tracks.
I somehow talked my way into one of those shows that you did with Springsteen in Nick's Fat City. I think it was the second one, and that was just one of the greatest concerts I've ever seen. You remember just the people, just the energy in the room you couldn't top.
Yeah, it was a classic night. I'll say that. It was something else. Bruce, I've had the pleasure of playing with Bruce many times over the years. Asked one Bruce chronicler how many times I played with Bruce, and he said over 70.
Oh.
So I've jammed with the E Street Band, but it's a lot. But it's always fun when Bruce comes in and plays with us. Because we're doing house rocker songs, we're doing Bruce songs, and then we're doing songs that he and I co-wrote together. So, and he's one of the greatest of all time. So it's always a pleasure to play with Bruce.
And you had him back at Soldiers and Sailors Hall in Oakland. You did a couple shows together.
Yeah, we did. We did like 3 series of shows there too. So, yeah, we've stayed pretty close over the years. When you produce a record with somebody, it's you either love them or hate them by the time it's done, because it's a pretty demanding, intense. If you're serious about the music, it's quite an experience. And Bruce and I just hit it off. it was same age. He's playing the same songs in Jersey I was playing back here when we were kids. So, it was easy for us to connect musically.
So, Joe, when you come into Beaver County, do you have a set list in your head already, or something you go with? That's your go-to set list.
We've been playing. The summer people want to, maybe have a more of a party. I don't want to say party, but more upbeat set than in the winter when people are sitting down and actually more of a concert thing. So we want to get people up and have a good time. But we're not dumbed down. I mean, we did a little bit of everything. Iron City House Rockers, American Babylon, new stuff. Some of our favorite cuts from the different albums we've done. I mean, we're up to like 17 albums now, so it's hard to pick all the songs we want to do. We played them all. We'd be there for a couple of days.
You're going to like this venue. You remember when it was called Thursdays back in the day?
Yes, I do. I remember that.
Completely renovated, new interior. They have this great outdoor stage located where it didn't used to be. I think you guys are really going to like the feel of it.
We're excited. We're excited to be there.
And then one more thing we got to ask you about. You mentioned Beaver County. You think of the days of Maury's Speakeasy. What do you remember about those days driving up here and playing those shows? Because people here still talk about them like they were last week.
Man. That was one of the best gigs we had. I think we played Wednesday before Thanksgiving there, and Maury told us we set the all-time record for people there. And it was just, that was the glory days of Pittsburgh rock and roll. I mean, there was great bands everywhere, and there were a ton of places to play, and people came out and supported music all the time. I mean, we used to play 5 nights a week in just, the tri-state area. Everywhere from Beaver County to, down to the West Virginia line and up north, where you saw us at Slippery Rock. We just played all the time. And it was really, really a cool time to have a band.
And I think people will be overwhelmed once they get a chance to see you live. I mean, there's nothing like a House Rocker live show. You can play all the albums, and the albums are great, and I love them all. But seeing any band, for that matter, that can play well live, and you always put together outstanding members of your band, so it's going to be exciting to see.
I don't want to pat myself on the back too much because it's not my style, but we're playing great. We're playing great. The band is, is as good a band as I've ever had, probably better. It's my favorite lineup we ever had, and I've had some great players in my band, and over the years, and House Rockers have always been a great live band, and we always try to live up to the name. We come to rock the house, We're here to rock and roll. We're specialists.
So again, that's this Saturday, Mario's 410 Grill in Bridgewater. Joe, I'm looking forward to it. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah, and stop down and see me down the record store in Monaca.
We'll do, for sure.
6 p.m. on Saturday. All right. Thank you, Joe, for taking time out of your busy day, I'm sure, to spend a little bit here on Notes on Entertainment, Beaver County Radio.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Rock on.
Thank you.
All
right, Scott, we're going to take a little break, and we'll come right back after this.
The warm weather is back, and that can only mean one thing. Pirates baseball for a 75th season on Beaver County Radio. Tune in and listen to the Pirates Radio Network broadcast team as they take you through every pitch, hit, and out of the 2023 baseball season. Make sure you set your radio dial to WBVP WMBA 99.3 FM or 95.7 FM for all the action. Pirates baseball is being presented locally by the St. Barnabas Health System, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Falcone's Moon Township Board, Keystone Wellness Program, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, and Beaver County Radio, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA.
LaBelle Bridal, located on Main Street in Beaver, is Beaver County's premier bridal and gown boutique. With a wide array of accessories and bridal gifts, it's your one-stop shop for everything to make your big day perfect. LaBelle Bridal has the latest trends, fashions, and styles in all sizes. Their in-house seamstress can tighten up any last-minute needs. All new 2023 fall and winter style gowns have arrived in stock. Great prices, a friendly staff, and an ease of mind is what you'll find at LaBelle Bridal. Check them out at labellebridalboutique.com.
Beaver County Radio and the Pennsylvania Hot Rod Company are teaming up to present Cruisin' on the Ridge, a series of car cruises during our 75th summer celebration that will be held the third Saturday of every month from 12 to 5 p.m. at the new Beaver County Radio Studios. The third cruise, featuring the music of Boss Stingrays, will be on August 19th at the new studio location of 4301 Dutch Ridge Road in Brighton Township. Beaver County Radio's Solid Gold Saturday host J.D. Merkel will also be spinning tunes in the parking lot. There will be food trucks, prize giveaways, raffles, and a 50-50. Cruisin' the Ridge is being brought to you by Patriot Home Care, Falcone's Moon Township Ford, Circle of Friends, Ambridge Italian Villa, Friendly Federal Credit Union, J&J Spratt Funeral Home, Town Square Restaurant, The Standard Restaurant, T.L. Ferguson Building and Landscaping Supply, Beaver Valley Auto Mall, LaBelle Bridal, Junction Auto, Fisher's Foodland, Al's Corner and Koppel, Wags on 3rd, J. Young Refuse, Dylan McCandless King Coulter and Graham LLC, the Pennsylvania Hot Rod Company, and Beaver County Radio.
Tune in to Live Mike with Mike Romai, presented by Heritage Valley Health System, weekdays from 6:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. It's an all-new show on Beaver County Radio, where Mike discusses the issues important to Beaver County. There's also special guests, weather, sports with Matt Durzik, and news every half hour with Curtis Walsh. So tune in to Live Mike with Mike Romai, weekdays, right here on Beaver County Radio.
Thanks for tuning in to Beaver County Radio, created by local people in the St. Barnabas studio. 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WMBA Ambridge.
When you talk about community involvement and safety, the name Fry stands at the forefront in Beaver County. Fry Transportation's mission is to continue to raise the bar as the gold standard in their industry by providing the safest, most reliable, and cost-efficient transportation service in Beaver County through their strong relationships with their community's best-in-their-class drivers, equipment, and technology. There's nothing more important than the safety of their students, employees, and community members. Fry Transportation, where the quality of their organization is characterized by the makeup of the individual behind the wheel.
And welcome back to Teleforum. Actually, welcome back to Notes on Entertainment. Sitting here with Scott Tady. Scott, welcome back to you as well. Wasn't it a pleasure having Joe Grishecki join us for just the brief time he did? I felt honored.
How about that? I mean, the guy just ingrained in Pittsburgh rock and roll, the great songs like Have a Good Time, Get Out Alive, Pumpin' Iron, Sweat and Steel. You think Pittsburgh blue-collar rock, you start right away thinking Joe Grishecki. And he's going to be here in Beaver County this Saturday.
And tickets are very reasonable.
Yes, yeah, $10. How about that?
$10. Where are you going to see a show for that nowadays of the quality that Joe? Seriously, he's going to bring it. He is going to bring it each and every night that he plays. And remember, he's going to be at Inner Groove Records on Saturday. Is it Saturday at 6?
Yeah,
I think he said Saturday at 6. So,
and that's a great place. They just renovated there too, and like I said, it feels like an old-fashioned record store like we used to drive to. And you know, you're going to meet cool people there. You're going to find people just like you that are into really
like-minded people.
Yes,
that like albums, but their wives do not. Because that's usually how that goes. Of like, you're not getting another one. We don't have any. Those are too big. We can't put them anywhere.
Yeah, I have to steal some milk crates to put them in.
We've all been through that. So Scott, you've got some other shows you're probably going to be checking out soon. What are you going to check out?
It's a Summer of Stadium show, so I'm going to be at the Pink concert at PNC Park this Saturday. I just looked at Ticketmaster. That's selling pretty well. I got to say, there's some seats left, but like you're starting in the 300 section at PNC Park. Of course, Pink, the pop star who does that like Cirque du Soleil crazy stuff. Where her last show, she was like literally flying on top of us at BBG Paints Arena or Consol Energy Center at the time. And so what's she going to do in the PNC Park setting? I can't wait.
Yeah,
there's going to be something crazy, theatrical.
You have a lot more things to hang from and hold on to for that matter.
Of course, today was going to be, let's not forget, the Beyonce concert that never happened. What did they say? Routing reasons. It's interesting. There were not good sales for that night, so I still think that was a factor for sure. It's funny, Pittsburgh Downtown Partnership is going to try to make lemonade anyway. They're going to have a Beyonce party in Market Square tomorrow night. They're going to have a DJ playing her music, and they're going to have like a life-size cutout if you want to take a selfie. It's the closest you're ever going to get to Beyonce. So give them credit for that. But and then we still got coming up the Guns N' Roses show, Morgan Wallen's 2 shows. So it's really the year of stadium concerts. Taylor Swift was just spectacular. She just added more dates today in Miami and Toronto. But the best stadium show I saw this year, I'll say it was Ed Sheeran at again at the Acro Shore, and he just one man on stage most of the night. But he does that thing with the foot pedals where he like starts banging on his guitar. He tape records it with his foot, and then he plays that back. So it's like a live track that he just created 2 seconds earlier. How do you have the brain power to?
I don't know. That's impressive. That is, I've always heard good things about him. Not necessarily my style, but seeing reviews such as was yours was like, wow, am I missing out on something here? But yeah, he does well everywhere he goes. What's
your favorite stadium show? You look back over the years, what? I don't know if I have an easy answer, but
I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of stadium shows. I stay out of them because of. If it would be the old-fashioned Guns N' Roses, well, there's a chance you're going to get hurt in those. And especially if you're one of those people, and we need to be on the floor and get up front. Yeah. Well, nowadays it's different with security and tickets and all that. But back in the day, you could work your way through the crowd, just pat someone on the back, here's a beer, let me in front of you, I'm going up front. And you did. But we saw them, a lot of crazy bands.
Interesting for Guns N' Roses, the opening act, so we think about this, is the Pretenders.
I thought that was odd as well.
Yeah, I mean, great music, but I don't logically tie those two bands together.
No. And I know I saw some on YouTube of Axl Rose, and I know there's worries about his voice holding out, and the songs he sings and the way he sings them and the power he's brought over the years, it's going to take your toll, and it has taken its toll on him. But at least he's touring with them. They haven't broken up yet. They're still coming to Pittsburgh.
Last we heard,
no one got thrown out of the band yet, because that was always in the day. That was always what was going on with Guns N' Roses.
You never knew if they were going to show up, and they still got Slash on guitar, one of the preeminent guitarists of our generation. So. I mean, you can't go wrong. He's worth the price of admission right there.
Now, Scott, I had a question for you with like the Beyonce issue of maybe not selling enough. Is that still an issue with Pittsburgh venues and concerts? Because some people will skip Pittsburgh and go on to, I don't know if it's State College now is the big hot place or just go to Philly. Is that still an issue going on with not, like an artist like Beyonce you think would be easy to sell, but apparently not?
They do pay attention to that. Other acts, other artists, other promoters. So yeah, it's a factor. But the country shows are doing spectacular this year. Morgan Wallen doing back-to-back nights. The fact that Star Lake, we're seeing big crowds of Luke Bryan's coming up. Jelly Roll is coming up this month, and you hear him on every station that plays music. Right. I mean, this is a guy. Call him country, but the top 40 stations playing, the pop stations playing him. So I think Pittsburgh is definitely a strong country market, definitely strong classic rock. We saw Foreigner out at out at Star Lake this weekend, did well. I was at the Pantera show, Hard Rock. There was about maybe 16,000 for that. So, wow. Yeah, it's just interesting.
Yeah, and maybe we're past that now. I know, in years past that was always an issue of like, well, they're not making a stop in Pittsburgh for whatever reason, but.
Yeah, it was interesting. Beyonce wanted to go up against Taylor Swift and pop, because people only have so much money for a stadium ticket. You'll notice this. Every year, Garth Brooks announces a stadium tour, which is every 10 years or so. Right. Kenny Chesney does not tour stadiums that summer. Kenny's kind of like tipping his hat that, okay, I realize who the king is. He's going to outdraw me. So that's the year he'll do like the smaller venues, and he'll spin it like, well, I just want to visit some cities I haven't played in a while, like Lincoln, Nebraska or something. You know what I mean?
That's wise.
He knows what he's doing. Well, he'll never admit that.
It comes off as respectful, but it's wise because you want to make the bottom dollar count in the end.
Yeah, you got accountants to pay and everything.
You have to clean up the parking lot apparently.
That's a whole other issue.
That is a total other issue. So you're a busy person, keeping busy all the time. You'll have to, next time I guess you're on, you can tell us about the Pink, show and how that went. And you've seen her before, so you probably know what to expect. And
looking forward to it.
Seems very, puts on good shows all the time and wherever she goes. And now with the adding the acrobatic activities even more so, which is a unique play on going to a concert when you think of it. Some of the people maybe we grew up with can't imagine them doing acrobats up on stage.
One thing I found last year at PNC Park, one of the best seats for a concert was what would be the right field seats. I saw Metallica there, and you're on a weird angle because the stage is kind of in left center field. Yeah. But if you're up in that, where they would hit a home run in the right field stands, it's actually a pretty good vantage point.
Wow.
It's a little bit sideways, but there's no one in front of you or blocking you because it's elevated, and if you're still looking for a seat, see if you can get one in the right field stands. I recommend.
Awesome. Well, Scott, pleasure always being with you. 2 times now I've had the opportunity and the pleasure to speak with you.
I enjoyed it too.
I like it, and maybe we'll do it again sometime when Eddie takes off.
What, you give him time off?
Yeah, a little bit here and there, let him out. All right, you've been listening to Notes on Entertainment here on 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, 99.3 FM, and streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
.7 FM, 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WMBA Ambridge. Thanks for tuning in to Notes on Local Entertainment with Scott Tady, entertainment editor for the Beaver County Times, and Eddie Crow. Tune in again next Thursday at 11:30 for all of the updated music information in Beaver County.